No, well, if any, like, okay, he's Matu, very competent player. My point is still there. The ability interaction is actually surprisingly threatening because of having such a tanky hero.
Normally.
Chuckle all you want, Liz, but I've had some pretty bad experiences with what looks like good Timbersaw players, okay? I mean, not Matu's level, but...
The two of us, whenever we cast Timbersaw, usually what happens is people just ignore him and then they play around him and he loses. But in this kind of a game, you can't really ignore him and you can't really control him either. So I have to wait and see how much Matu is going to be able to do to forward gaming, but I believe it's going to be a whole lot, as it looks like a really decent Timbersaw game. But on the side of forward gaming, we're going to see Snaking on that Legion going offlane together with MSS.
There you go, there it is again.
Playing his little music.
You always look in the wrong place. You don't get to see the green surfer, not the silver surfer.
I'm seeing. He has that boombox on the beach while he's surfing on his little stick.
Yeah, the true form of surfing Earth Spirit comes when Yawar starts turning into the Earth Spirit like we saw yesterday from OG and realizing he has all the mobility you could ever dream of.
Top lane, Pylida is going to try and snatch this rune away, but...
Sides against it. He's like, nope, that was a bad idea.
Well, he does allow Yawar to go for their rune instead, and they snatch that one away. So 3 runes going the way of forward. And the last one is going to be picked up by Mind Control. So 3 for 1. Pretty good start by forward already. On the bottom lane, Kuro is going to try and zone out MSS and Snaking, but it's not really an easy lane for Kuro to deal with.
They're both quite tanky, and also there was a recent nerf to the train's damage, and instead, just look at this, trading straight away is favoring MSS, and they even farm the creeps.
Yeah, they just get both of his little treants and then go back into the lane. Legion Commander is favored here versus the AM and versus the Furion, so I think Snaking should have a decent lane.
Once he runs out of mana, yeah. Before that, it hurts. Miracle is just being right up in his face the whole time. He did go for the double stout as well, so he doesn't get hit up as much, but they need to be careful. Snaking will back away. MSS in trouble, though. That's a long cooldown. He TP's all the way back to base, and he barely makes it out.
But he does. And because of that, the lane equilibrium is messed with, but it looks like Miracle should be able to control it really well. And meanwhile, Snaking has no salve, so overall, this started much worse for forward gaming than it had to.
It's definitely problematic. You don't want to be giving Miracle, especially of any anti-mage players, an easy lane. Hopefully the Earth Spirit will... Yeah, he's bringing out with the South now.
You don't want to be playing against him after that last game whatsoever. Like...
Hey, he's not in the mid lane this time. I'm sure he won't snowball as hard.
Still though.
Speaking of mid lane, good start for CCNC. 10 CS already. Matu trailing behind a little bit.
Just 2 CS behind 1 CS now. Like he waited for the creep wave to get to him. And now he's doing all right again. Going towards that soul ring. I don't think we're going to see kills here until Matu is level 6. Then perhaps something can happen. But this is a very stable lane for both of these heroes. Unless CCNC gets hit by a couple of whirling deaths and then just overestimates his strength.
Yeah, it's pretty damn hard to die. CCNC also, you know, he'll be protected by the fact he'll eventually have Bo as well. So don't expect to see either really diving hard for each other to kill.
Exactly. The lane where something can happen is the top lane and the bottom lane, obviously. We saw what happened instantly on minute 1. Snaking, fearing himself some more region. But they really control this LC a lot. Snaking did get 8 CS, but still they're not dominating the lane. They're not pressuring this AM whatsoever. He's still having like the freest time of his life last hitting.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, any money they get is being spent on regen. Miracle. Bad on tab, but that's not going to work on an AM.
It just blinks out instantly.
Maybe if you had an XP advantage, you didn't have level 2 there, then sure, but... Snaking is suffering a lot. Even with his double stout, it's the fact he has no mana to work with, so he's not really able to just punish Kuroki for summoning these trees.
He needs some procs on his moment of courage, and he should be fine. But he just needs levels pretty much right now. That's all he needs. He needs levels.
Well, Tom has remained fairly quiet up to this point. No one threatening anyone else.
Well, that might change as MSS is porting in.
GH is out by the Shadow Word. Turns on to the Shackles. And now the Roland will be there. They'll pin the wall against the wall, but it's a race to see who'll die first. And it looks like it'll be Pylite Dime with the rotation in. Kuroki now gives them a numerical advice. GH will give his life if he can get MSS, and it looks like they will because the rollout is still on cooldown.
Yamar is here though. Perhaps he can get Kuro.
Nope, they're going to pin him to the wall. Yawar needs to tank up quicker than this, but he's going to be overwhelmed by the damage. They'll get him. It's a double kill for Mind Control. And Pylite Die, he can't commit too heavily. That's a lot of trees. Kuroki, he gets denied. The neutral did get him. They might get Pi here as well. There it is. They're going to pin him up. The trees are tanking the tower as well. A lot of damage done with the Ether Shock. One more hit from the little trees. They can't get it though. Their little legs are slowing them down a little bit too much.
Can't get him, and it was actually Mind Control that dropped really low because of those fatal bonds, but survives in the end, just boards back. MSS is mid lane now, but how much can they do to Matumba Man? I'm afraid not a whole lot, but with that double damage perhaps.
You're being optimistic, Liz. Or are you? If they get the tower involved, maybe. If you can get the cleave damage, they haven't got another X is the problem, and Torrent's still on cooldown. It's such a hard kill.
And CCC is losing 13% of his strength as well every time Verling that hits him, so...
He needs to hit the gym with you, Liz.
Yeah.
Bot, snaking, gets count out, and will die just in time for the runes to spawn, so it looks like Kuroki should be able to skewer both of those bot ones, and top will be split evenly between the sides of Forward and Liquid.
This is a very unfortunate outcome for Forward Gaming when it comes to this bottom lane. I believe that they had the strength to fight off the Furion and Miracle's AM, but Liquid, they just outplayed them a little bit there.
Yeah, it was misplayed on the first wave. Well, not necessarily misplayed, but Liquid were perfectly positioned to punish them.
Yeah, Liquid just played that well, definitely. So you can say that it's misplayed, but also just well played by Liquid, and that's it. Just realizing when they had to strike and playing properly.
Boat coming in, but he's actually low here. Boat through, and it'll be enough. Timber should be going down this time. Matu didn't have enough stacks to stay alive, and Kuroki too late to help.
Once that level 6 is up on this mid lane, that's when we're going to see these kills.
Oh, I got pinned. It's okay though. He's up to level 4. 2 points in the shift is enough. They force the rotation.
Yeah. Maybe GH, if he goes in. He has some sticks, so that's why he's hanging around.
MSS reveals himself to Nove. Didn't want to commit a Remnant as he saw it would not connect. Meanwhile, the bot lane, Snake King is 2-on-1. He's going to have to back off completely. You're so tanky with double gauntlet, double stout, but Kuroki's getting a decent amount of harassment in.
Has no boost, that's the problem, so he has to run back before he drops low enough for them to just chase him down.
Given how things have gone up to this point, it's not looking terrible forward on that bot lane. 24 CS to the 29.
It's not looking horrible. It's looking alright. Legion Commander did farm, but the problem is they didn't pressure this anti-mage. Earth Spirit had to leave early on. After that, they lost the first few waves on that lane. And after that, the Legion Commander is just left alone to do whatever she can on by herself, right?
Yeah.
And Snake King would much rather pressure this lane and control it completely, but still, Earth Spirit is doing work across the map. He did get that kill on Timbersaw on that mid lane, and now he rotates top. Perhaps he can help out Yavar over here too.
Yeah, he could do with an injection of gold because he's fallen behind anti-mage a little bit in terms of CS here, and also MSS wants another kill because he's very close to having that urn complete. The perfect time to get that sort of boon. Your kill potential against certain heroes here. You don't want to just let up off Mars here. I feel like Mind Control is the one you want to prioritize in the next minute or two to shut down, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Anti-mage, it's a strange situation here. You can go and shut him down early on, but he's not going to do a whole lot after the laning stage. So because of that, you can instead think about Matumba Man and think about this Mars. They're the heroes that after the laning stage are very active across the map, and as long as they don't have a lot of farm, you can pretty much just dominate the mid game. As long as you pressure them early on in the laning stage, then the rotations are much easier for you afterwards. But if you let an AM free farm in the laning stage, yeah, it's Miracle. Yeah, you're afraid of him after he solo rampaged you just a game ago. But still, it's an anti-mage. He needs 10 more minutes until he's online. After he comes online at about 20 minutes. Like, at least, right? So
the power spike is more of a creep compared to what happened with the OD, where it was just all of a sudden out of nowhere, your face is blasted off.
Exactly. Well, this Timbersaw, as soon as he gets a couple of items, he's going to be a problem. Yeah. So you'd much rather delay those items for as long as possible.
Yeah, the anti-mage is the radiation leak, whereas the OD is basically the nuclear weapon. I think that's the way to compare it. It's the power spike points. Like, it's always creeping. For an anti-mage, it's like, let me get that Battle Fury, and then it'll be all of a sudden, but it'll take a few minutes to just ramp up from, you know, your Manta into your Basher, maybe a Butterfly, and suddenly I'm in your base. They have time to actually respond to that. They have the heroes that can do that as well. Especially with the Kunkka and the Legion. But it is critical that at least one of those heroes starts to pop off. And CCNC, after that kill, feeling pretty confident. Matching Martu's farm in that mid lane so far. And does have a slight gold lead. Not anything substantial so far, but we're only 6 minutes in. And I'm hesitant to put us back on camera to talk a little bit because there was a slight overlay mix-up.
Yeah, don't like just let's read the tips. What do we get? Pulling all neutral creeps out of a camp near the minute mark will allow that camp to respawn. Use this to maximize the number of creeps you kill.
That's some good advice.
That's some awesome advice, indeed.
Did you know that items in your backpack or stash cooldown at half the rate? A lot of people still don't realize that, actually. I've seen people just like drop a Midas into their backpack.
I've seen people keep refresher cooldown.
Oh, good lord!
In their backpack.
I've seen that one.
What else? Using Boulder Smash on allies. The time. Maybe some hero ported, maybe he, I don't know, got haste or something, and that might make that estimate a bit lower, but overall it's going to be pretty accurate in normal conditions.
It'll also make your supports less mad at you. You know, when they put down some damn good ward coverage and you ignore it when you're being ganked. There is nothing more painful for someone who just invested all their golden wards to save your life and it still doesn't work.
Yeah, because why didn't you say someone was missing, man? Come on. Why don't you say missing?
Well, hell, look at that.
I can't believe
Miracle's got us covered.
Yeah, there we go. Missing bottom. I can't believe people still flame each other for not calling misses or something. That should not happen. Like, if someone isn't on the lane, you should notice that. Like, a midder should not say, yo, why didn't you say miss? That's not a thing any longer.
That's true. Be self-sufficient, guys. Stop blaming other people for your downsides. Start figuring how you can turn them to upsides. Deep talk over as we get back into a different form of deep talk. And to what these two teams are looking to do by the 10-minute mark, by the 15-minute mark, is there's a higher expectation on Liquid to take the towers out than Forward here, right? With the Nature's Prophet, with the Shaman.
Yeah, they have heroes that make it easy for them to do so. However, at the same time, Forward Gaming can defend pretty well against it. And it's Liquid that have this anti-mage, so if you are playing as Forward Gaming, you want to pressure them as soon as possible. Mid lane boat is being used, but...
It's just to deter Martu, but Martu doesn't care. With this max stacked out reactive armor, CCNC is the one that has to just weave and dive around him.
And it's a very, very silent game at the moment. Nothing really is happening.
It all comes down to what MSS does, really, more than anything else.
Yep.
Wherever he goes, blood...
He's action. He's just action in this game. MSS is the guy. He's the dude. Look at the dude.
Well, the dude is getting ready to do something top.
Well, GH.
They're going in. Oh. He dangled himself, and as a result, he got baited in. Yawar says, thank you very much. As they move forward, they'll get the final hit.
Yeah. He didn't know where the dude is, and because of that, he died. It happens.
He'll just surf off back into the jungle like a mystical hero that was never seen again. He probably will be seen again in just a few moments, though, because there was a ward placed deep behind the tier 1 tower top.
which means that they might pressure it. Also helps them with any rotations that might come towards their Morphling. But this Morphling as well, it's a very hard kill. You don't have a lot of catch on the side of Liquid. If you see the Shadow Shaman, Yavar is safe.
MSS is cruising past mid. R2 becoming impossible to deal with now that he's got the maxed out reactive armor. So they'll just ignore him and move on. They might look towards bot because KuroKy has just been farming the lane up against Snaking as AM most of the time in the jungle. Now the Shackles are going to come out. Looking on CCNC. He already threw out the boat. He's pretty buffed up, but not buffed up enough as Liquid just converge on the mid lane with 4 and overwhelm him. And they will just turn this into a tier 1 push.
Oh, they most certainly will because they have the Treants. They have 4 heroes around. Miracle also rotated.
He gets the last hit on the tower. Might even start to try and farm up in the Dire jungle here.
That tower would fall in the next couple of minutes anyway because they found no ways of dealing with Matu, and he's just creep skipping and allowing his creeps to attack the tower.
Now, Liquid's next priority is probably to just see if they can start setting things up with mind control. He almost has level 6, and he should be the playmaker for them in the mid game. Anything to just pull attention away from Miracle, who is now farming aggressively in Forward Gaming's jungle.
It's going to be that Mars and Matumbaman's Timbersaw to just create as much space as possible. And right now they're doing quite fine. On the side of Forward Gaming, that's definitely Snaking and the Kunkka. They have to start rotating together very soon.
Yeah, but this Kunkka is always feeling pressured. I mean, Matu is just toying with him right now.
Exactly. Matu is just a beast. They can't deal with.
GH needs reinforcements. They're coming in right now. The Shackle's going to be thrown out of Snake King and the TP in from the Nature's Prophet and from the Mars. They'll pin Snake King to the wall. Or to the trees, rather. Lock him in. Gonna get him low. Ika Shock is there. One more hit from the tower. And it's just not enough. The Stouts do proc.
He does not have a port. And they're still chasing.
He's so damn fast,
but he's very, very fast indeed.
And in the meantime, MSS picks up both the Bounty Runes. They couldn't hit the Wrath of Nature either. Snake is going to get out of this. Took a while.
At the same time, Pylai die on that top lane. Fights off the anti-mage, survives in the end, but there is CCNC. He misses the torrent though.
We'll bring the X and the boat in. This is going to be good enough for the illusions, cleaving in them a little bit. And Miracle will just be able to blink away. They haven't got a shrine to work with though. It was already used previously. CCNC is scouting through, but looks the wrong way.
He would get him if he saved that torrent, if he didn't just like waste it there, right? So because of that, anti-mage survives.
It's a critical moment for him to survive as Miracle was cruising towards that Battle Fury. It should be a fairly decent timing at this rate. Top of the net worth chart right now, joined by his comrade in arms and the Timbersaw. Matu is constantly just pressuring underneath this tier 2 tower in the mid.
Perhaps they can take him down with this smoke. They have the duel as well on the Legion Commander, but they have to wrap around completely or wait for the Earth Spirit.
They also have to wait for the reactive armor charges, right? Like, if you jump on him with max reactive armor...
Oh, certainly, yes.
And well, Matu realizes that. He backs away before that even becomes a variable in the equation. A master mathematician. All the while Morphling is farming, Miracle is matching that. And that means that that is just going to end up slowly being a net worth win for Liquid, because when you look at these two, Morphling going towards the Lincolns, it's not going to accelerate your farm like a Battle Fury, not even close.
It won't accelerate his farm, but it's going to allow him to completely play with his team and start pushing, as the only hero right now that he's worried of is GH's Rasta. That's their only control. So having that Lincoln is definitely going to allow him to start pushing with the team.
He's going to be involved in a fight with Matu. They actually duel him up here. They're trying to do enough. They're just stacking up the reactive arm. They can't bring him down. They'll just back off here. Mind Control was arriving. Does have the arena to work with, but can't get close enough. There's going to be a TP coming in the meantime from KuroKy. And there it is. They pin him to the tree, but the press the attack to protect him. Yawar was already strength morphing up. We'll offset the aggression. Meanwhile, on the top, they're going in. GH has been found. He'll be ran through.
That's a good kill for them. Usually when you're playing this Shadow Shaman, you're trying to, early on in the game at least, you're trying to get some towers under your belt. You're trying to use your Aether to push in.
Arena. Open Legion to the wall. Should be enough to bring him down. They drop the rock, but Snake King's already dead. The boat is coming in. They actually drag one back. Matu is pretty tanky, and they get through him. The Torrent locks him in. Needs to chains away from this, but he's actually holding on to it instead, and as a result, he'll go down.
That's a good kill. They needed that. They lost the Legion, but at least they take down Matu, and he was already going out of control, so they needed that kill desperately. And they do get him.
Is that me, or did he have the Timber Chain off cooldown? I think he did. It would have been close either way, but he might have been able to get away from that.
Yeah, Kuroki does get away from that.
Needed to, because with the golem here, they should push on this tier 1 and get rid of it pretty quickly. And as a result, you can already see Miracle playing on the absolute opposite side of the map. And getting ever close to that Battle Fury. At this rate, it should be about 16-minute Battle Fury, which is
unless
fairly
guys,
fast, of course.
They're doing really well. Furion.
Kuroki. This is a tower too far, my friend. Snake King will run him down. Duel will come out.
That's the... Is it the first duel victory? Yeah, it is.
It is, and that is space apparently for GH to drop the Serpent Wards and push on this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, that was their whole plan. Furion creep skips, plants some wards, while Shadow Shaman takes the tower. And they don't manage to deny it, which is also really good for Liquid.
Of course, all these wards will now be farmed up by Fort.
Which isn't that great, but you took an objective, you freed up a little part of your map. This Anti-Mage is going to be able to just completely stay on the left side and just farm it.
Yeah, easier access to that jungle, which he's already been playing in anyway.
And you can see Kuroki instantly porting on that bottom lane, using his treants to pressure down this tier 1 together with Matu. So they are already spreading them and making them play their own game.
Yeah, what they're essentially doing, more importantly, is by doing this sort of maneuver, it forces Kunkka to always just be reacting to push-ins instead of going and finding kills with Legion.
And you can't find that Anti-Mage without that Kunkka. Legion Commander does not have the Blink Dagger, and while that is true, you just cannot kill AM. Same goes for both of these teams. You need these heroes that have the catch abilities. You need Legion on one hand, and on the other, you need the Kunkka to catch the Morphling.
Yeah, Counterspell really does
make
things problematic. Mind Control has gone for the Vlads instead of a Blink Rush in this game. Makes sense. I mean, for gaming, their lineup is running at you as opposed to you needing to jump them first.
Well, considering how much they're split pushing, it's alright. Mars can do it on his own on one side of the map, Shadow Shaman and Kuroki can do it on the other. It's all about creating space for AM and creating this one super carry. And giving him that Vlads eventually later on is also going to contribute in that.
One carry to rule them all. A classic when you draft an Anti-Mage who is almost done with that Battle Fury now, so it should be by the 16-minute mark that is online. GH has the Serpent Wards off cooldown again, so they might just drop them on the tier 2 and force some pressure there. Press the attack onto the cat bot in the mid lane as Ford want to get rid of this pesky tier 1 tower. The TP's coming in from Matu. They'll just back away instantly.
The X is there. They have a Warlock and Earth Spirit on the sides. But it's so hard to engage on Matu. He has that Hood of Defiance. He has his reactive armor stacks.
Instead they go top. GH drop the wards. Snake King will just look to farm them up. GH will just try and slow him down on that. More gold for Snake King though, he's happy about that. Needs to get his initiation tools. Is already queuing up the Blink Dagger into the Blade Mail. Pretty much the standard build for all Legions now. For a long time, in fact.
GH did manage to deny a couple of points in Snake King.
Arena gets committed. Into the wall. TP from Kunkka. They need to be kicked. Kuroki does arrive, but Snake King is way too tanky. Now they need to get out. Boat X drags back Mars, and he's going to go down here. They use the duel. They get the win.
That's the second victory. And on that bottom lane.
Going in. Matu wants to party. Problem is, it's 3v1. You can do with some friends here, other than it's a friendly illusion. Problem is, no one is here. And if he hangs around, he might be in trouble. They roll in. MSS activates and magnetize. Matu trying to escape. They drop the rock as well. Everything thrown at him here. He's trying to timber chain away. It's going to be close. And it will be a cigar. Kuroki TP'd in here. MSS will hit the stun. They'll turn around.
They may take him down as well.
They turn into the timber and they use it against him. Kuroki is dead. Double kill for them. They're chasing forth for more. GH sidesteps the roll in. MSS will slow him down. The urn is out. And there's the waveform through. GH hides in the tree lines, buys a little bit of time, but he has no escape plan. He will still die.
That's a triple kill for EMR.
Mind Control's here as well. This is a mistake. He needs to actually be careful, but with the backup of Miracle, maybe. If Miracle doesn't die, get a pin to the wall, roll through, off the mark. Counterspell allows Miracle to get away. Mind Control back up as well, but CCNC is here now. And the bow's coming in. Miracle doesn't have the Counterspell to work with. He'll activate it to try and reduce the damage done, but the roll through is going to be there. He's dead, and now Mind Control next on the hit list. What is Liquid doing? One by one into the furnace. They will burn in the fires of hell as Mind Control gets dragged back. They want to retreat. Matu is back up alive. They respect the Timbersaw. The Rapid Nature good. MSS is going to go down. Ford Gaming, they went a little bit too far. Now the price must be paid. CCNC will be able to just Shadow Blade up and move away. Yoar will TP out as well. They minimize the casualties, but Ford Gaming, they got a little bit overly greedy. They felt themselves a little bit too much.
I mean, I can't blame them because they died to Fatal Bonds. They died to Counterspell from Anti-Mage. I believe Warlock messed that up, as when AM had his counterspell on, he used Fatal Bonds, which connected MSS and everyone else, and because of that they couldn't pursue further, and they couldn't go for that tower.
The fates were indeed entwined, and they'll be lucky it was just the support's fates that were bonded together in the end to die. Would have been pretty brutal.
Yeah, but it's a really good fight for forward overall. They take down AM, 4 of them. I believe one of them died twice even during that full engagement. They take down the Timbersaw and the Anti-Mage. Pretty decent engagement for forward.
The item they just picked up would have been nice before they got that deep. The Spirit Vessel's now complete on MSS, and this is where they can actually just plow into the side of Liquid.
CCNC, he does have that Shadow Blade.
Arena gets committed. Boat's coming through already, though. The X drags back Mars and keeps him out of his own zone. CCNC ready to move away as the arena will end. 2 chasing through. Can't slow him down, though. They've got drums piled down the side. They drop down the walls now. GH will be dueled here. He will fall. No way to protect him. Snaking. Routed in, trapped in. In fact, needs to move away quickly. Nice rolling comes in. MSS with the Magnetizer. Silence on the free. This done through. Slowing them down as well. Going to be pinned to the tree line, but the pressing attack gets him out. Martu still can't find any targets. He's just being kited out and ignored completely. Now he needs to get out of here. He needs to be very careful. There's no Spirit Vessel charges, but he needs to respect them. And now Kuroki in trouble. Tried to TP away, gets stunned up. There's going to be an X coming in from the Kunko into Martu. Drags him back. Now they have Spirit Vessel charges to work with. And Martu can't move away quick enough. He will die. The Timbersaw, not so tanky anymore.
Again, Yavar and the boys are just taking one good fight after another. They are really dominating Liquid at the moment. And Liquid, they cannot fight. That's the thing. They are trying to fight 4 versus 5. And they're losing these fights, obviously. But at least what they're doing is creating a lot of space for Miracle, who is farming on his own, lonesome on the other side of the map. He has that Yasha and the Battle Fury moving towards the Manta.
And it is all on Miracle now. Look at the net worth difference here. Martu has fallen behind. Mind Control isn't just popping off like crazy. And they need some sort of item to deal with the Spirit Vessel. You can already see the Yules is the intention of Martu, but that is far away.
That vessel, most importantly for forward, came on time. Also, Morphling turning into Timber and Verling deathing him, like, that's so good.
And they found another duel. Can they kill Kuroki quick enough? It's going to be close. They just about get the win.
They get him.
Now there's going to be a response. Martu coming in, but the drums are activated to retreat. You can't find anyone. In fact, they're pinging out. They want to turn around. They drop the rock. Pylai moving in. The Hex a little bit too late to stop him doing that. The arena's going to be committed. The boat's already cruising on through. Pylai is still refusing to go down. The pressing attack to keep him alive. And now the upheaval being used. Martu with the Spirit Vessel and has to move away. And Mind Control won't be so lucky. He's dead and on the sideline. Warlock will join him there. But now Martu, the big target, they're going to move in. The Spirit Vessel renewed and he's dead.
They got him.
Forward Gaming able to just cruise across the map as 5. Yes, Miracle is always split pushing. He's building a gold lead, but if this continues at this pace, will it be enough?
Well, in that last game, he managed to win it on his own.
That's true.
So perhaps he can do the same thing this time around.
It's probably what he's saying to the team. It doesn't matter if you keep down like this. As long as the way I play the game isn't interrupted, I'll be there soon.
Still, though, you are feeding Yavar's Morphling quite a lot. Like, he's on 10k net worth right now. He's doing very well. 7 kills to his name. Kunkka isn't doing that shabby either. CCNC, 5 kills, 1 death. Has that Shadow Blade, has drums. 2.5k gold saved up. We'll see what he opts to go for.
He wants to use that Shadow Blade. He's lingering here because he wants to see if Miracle is going to do what you'd expect of Anti-Mage, and he is. The X is going to be there. Miracle in trouble. The boat's coming through right now. They're going to stun him up. Moving right in, down to half HP. Morphling is ready to party, and they get him. No, he's going to be able to move away in time. Miracle makes his escape. Now Yawar thought about chasing with a blink, but he needs to protect his comrade. Kunkka going to be shackled up, but so damn tanky with the boat run there. Now they'll turn around with the Morphling. Stunned up for so long. The pressing attack to protect the Ghost Scepter to cover him from the right fixative attack. They're going to move away with the blink. Martu looking to chase. They can't find anything though. Miracle is not battle ready. He's farm ready, so we'll go back to hitting creeps.
Maybe if they let that
bit out of position, and of course Anti-Mage is that type of hero that can be found pretty aggressively postured, shoving out those lanes a lot of the time.
We might see a smoke now coming from forward.
They're stacking up.
Yeah, they're all around this Morphling, around the shrine. They can smoke up CCNC as well, and they will. They're going to follow Snaking down bottom, perhaps get a pick off. They're pretty much in control. They could go for Rosh as well after that pick off, but it's very far away.
Snaking, scouting out. Mind control, blinks on cooldown for him. Pin him to the wall though, and he can just blink away, and it's a wasted effort. They'll try and actually turn it into something. They draw the line, they say go left right now because this smoke hasn't got long left. Matu is already moving away from there though, and they know now that Miracle can play safely in the top area of the map.
No, Matu is in the middle. He has been
BX.
caught, but
He's got pipe.
Yeah, it's just the two of them. There's no way.
I mean, if Earth Spirit isn't half a map away, maybe, but MSS is so far off.
It's the Legion Commander and the Earth Spirit, but it looks like Matu is going in.
Arena, gonna throw it out, connects with two, the rock gets dropped, they're trying to protect themselves here, but Pylite Die looks like he should fall to this. MSS tried to roll out, and now they're gonna turn around, mind control. Pretty low, the Spirit Vessel has to retreat, the duel's gonna come out, the Blade Mail active, GH in trouble, gonna get low, they'll get the duel win. The boat active means Matu has to retreat, but he can't. Ticks down so easily, MSS so dominant in controlling up the Timbersaw in this game.
Controlling him so well, and Yavar just dishing out all the necessary damage afterwards. AM, Miracle, he rotated bottom from that top lane. He was afraid of LC rotating in, catching him.
While Miracle continues to farm, once again, Morphling involved in some kills. Duel wins going the way of the Legion Commander.
And their net worth is very similar, as you can see right now. Only 2k ahead with AM. And he's had a really good start, a really good game overall.
And it's how these different
bottom lane
scale as well.
Oh, he manages to blink out just before the vessel drop.
Yeah, he'll TP out. They look the wrong way. They won't be able to find him. But it also comes down to scaling, right? Because you look at Liquid.
AM though, he just blinked into DLC.
What? Hey, okay, that's gonna be that's the easiest duel of your life. Usually you build up blink daggers so they come to, so you have to go to them. But in this case, the blinking target came to them, and while that's happening, GH in the mid lane, a 1v1 versus Yuar doesn't work out in his favor as Yuar gets a kill.
Earth Spirit was searching for AM on one side, and then LC was on the other. AM saw the Earth Spirit, and because of that he blinks back, but he blinks straight into LC's hands. He uses that Manta, but he fooled no one. Snaking just makes a quick work of him with that duel. He now has 100 duel victory damage, which is pretty good.
Yeah, he's feeling pretty down.
Much better than that last game. Forward are playing much better, and they had to. I mean, they're not as bad as that last game made them look.
No. And it's also, this is the perfect scenario, because the one hero you may be concerned about, the thought of drafted is the Legion, because like, okay, how is that going to scale? But it's all going perfectly. You know Kunkka's going to be relevant late game with the boat buff, if nothing else. Morphling is fantastic in the late game, and so your Legion this rare as well. And speaking of one hero who's not as relevant, as we go later, Matu is exactly that. They'll roll in, they'll connect with it, silenced up, E-blade it down, get him low enough to kill him off. Boat isn't even needed.
Yeah, they found every single time they find Matu, they kill him.
Oh no, they found mind control as well. The duel will be used. It won't be a duel win, but it definitely will be a kill. This is another hero on Liquid's side that does not scale fantastically into the late game. Once those BKBs start to appear, he has no way of controlling up people anymore.
The thing for forward gaming in this game is the fact that they have multiple heroes that can prevent Liquid from split pushing and catch them off guard. You have X marks the spot, you have duel, you can contain them in that one spot for a really long time until reinforcements arrives, right? So forward gaming, they have definitely adapted the game style of Liquid from that first game.
And they're going to keep turning into more and more kills. The Glimmer Cape, Kuroki, look at him just TP out, but the roll-in's there again, and he's gone.
He's gone indeed. Now they're pinging out Rosh.
No reason not to. They've been capable of going into that pit for a while. Now controlling this high ground area means that Liquid, they can't really stop it.
Yeah, they were pretty much just waiting for an opportunity to outpush all their lanes and then go into the pit. It's not that they couldn't do it earlier, it's that they would lose a tower or two while they were doing it.
Always the threat of something like an anti-mage that pushes so damn fast. But Roche is now complete. Aegis will be picked up onto Yuar, and, well, there is only one outer tower remaining for Liquid. The base is feeling a little bit vulnerable right now. GH is lingering around the bot lane. He doesn't have the Serpent Wards as those did get committed for the tier 1. He's actually waiting next to them to see if anyone comes to try and farm them. Miracle is here as well. Just buying some components. Blinks in pretty aggressively. They got the duel ready. They're going to throw down a Miracle. He's got away with this so often, but no longer will Ford tolerate his greedy farming on their side of the map.
Exactly. This is the second time they anticipate where he's going to go, and they just use that duel easily to get another kill on him. And with that Aegis, this is high ground time for them. There's no buyback on AM as well. They're trying to force it this way, but they will realize that he doesn't even have it after this push.
He'll become with this very fast as Jawar moves up to the high ground. Just seeing if they're probing before they buy back. Once that Hex is there, it starts to become a little bit obvious. Anti-Mage is out of the game for 40 seconds and they want to find value. Push back. Mars getting low. Roll in. Doesn't quite connect. Spirit Vessel's out on him though, and the X is going to drag him back. Yawar just trying to run him through. Activates the arena, but Yawar's not inside it. He waveformed out. He's going to roll across because he's playing as the Earth Spirit right now. In the meantime, Mind Control will go down. Snaking, trying to get involved. Buyback comes out from Mars. Very aggressive blinks going on as they realize they're not actually threatened at all by what Liquid has to put out in terms of damage. They'll focus there up on the tower. Sprout won't slow them down at all. X going to be there. They will pin Kunkka against the buildings. He seeks to destroy. Jackal's long range. Rock gets dropped. Rolling in right now. The duel's going to come out. And Rasta has to buy back instantly. The boat through. Going to get a second kill as Martu disappears for 50 seconds. He does have a way back in this game. He doesn't want to have to use it right now, though. And if he brought back, what could he do? Marty needs to set someone up. The pin's going to be there on the Morphling. The buyback's going to be committed. The Serpent Wards are down as well. The TP in comes in. Torrent to control up Mars. The Spirit Vessel is out. He needs to retreat, but Mind Control sized up. Can't even defend himself. Can't move away. Snaking. Decent control's going to be there. Yule's up onto Martu to keep him out of this for the moment. When he comes down, there's a Torrent waiting though, and they're going to turn around and kill him off. Dead for 75 seconds. That's a dieback. Blink away by Miracle. Barely alive. The Spirit Vessel might just tick him out if he's not careful. But that is not the direction of your base. He's got a TP to get away, but MSS might not let him use it. Back in his base in the meantime, Kuroki gets ran through, and so does GH. This looks like it might just be over as Ford Gaming are ready to just clean up the rest of Liquid's base.
There is still a tier 2 on that top lane, so if they want to clean up the base, they need to go for the throne right now.
You've got Aegis though in this scenario, you do it, right?
I mean, there's absolutely nothing stopping you. That anti-mage cannot creep skip, he cannot stop you as well. He might try and fight you right now though.
Maybe you kill Pi. He's a pulse 5.
By the time you kill him, your throne is going to fall.
The Torrent, the silence is there. X is coming in now as well. Once Miracle's dead, this should be over. The duel's going to be there, and he's most definitely gone for a long time. 80 seconds on the sideline, that's game. GG comes out. In the end, Ford, after being decimated by the performance of Miracle in the first game, when Miracle's focus was farming in the second, it was to Ford's advantage.
Well, they put all their eggs in one basket. That's that Miracle anti-mage again, right? And they played well as for some time, but then they just couldn't do it any longer as they did not have the number advantage. Anti-mage is just farming somewhere across the map while they're being pummeled by the 5 hero rotations of Forward Gaming. Forward Gaming, they really drafted well, I have to say that. Having that X marks the spot, having Earth Spirit to catch someone, having a duel as well ready and available, it really helped them out a ton versus these ratting strategies of Liquid. Liquid tried to buy themselves a lot of time with that, but they failed every single time. Every single time they would try to split push, they would get punished for it. And the anti-mage as well. He farmed really well up to some point, and then on that bottom lane, he blinks into DLC. That was the first major mistake. Then again, he does it a few minutes later. He blinks again into DLC, and he dies. And
before that, he was mostly flawless. You know, there wasn't much you could criticize.
Yeah, that's the problem with anti-mage, though. Like, you make one mistake. You make one mistake, you just decreased your chances of winning by 50%. You make another one, it's impossible. And it's what happened in this game too. Morphling, he got that Lincoln, just like you called it. He got that Lincoln, and instantly he starts fighting every single team fight, right? It's all he needs.
Because you know you can't out-farm an anti-mage. You have to bring the problem
You can't out-farm him, exactly, but you can also fight because there's no catch on the side of Liquid besides that Shadow Shaman. So you can allow yourself to fight.
And I think something that is critical to mention here that it was eventually going to happen, but the speed at which it happened was impressive in itself, is MSS, the rush into the Spirit Vessel.
That vessel was super important. They needed it
fast. And it was super fast.
And he got it fast.
Yeah, he played that early game perfectly. The rotations on point. Timbersaw dying in a lane that you wouldn't expect him to. And as a result, it's a 1-1 draw in the 2-game series between Ford Gaming and Liquid. But that's only the first series of the day. If you are hoping for more Liquid, if you want to see if Miracle could get something more similar to Game 1's performance, you're in luck, because here on this channel, in a short time, I reckon about 20-30 minutes, we should be back with another series. And I'm a little bit excited for this one, Liz, because it is going to be some more Liquid, which is always a pleasure. But also, it's TNC, a team that is doing similar in terms of performance in the group stage. They took 2 wins, lost 2 yesterday. So everything to play for here. TNC looking a bit hotter in this than people maybe would have given them credit for coming into this.
They're definitely looking all right. Have some new faces. I think EU came back and they're doing it. Was it? Yeah, it was.
EU,
right?
yeah, EU's in the spot role. Some vicious Chen plays.
Yeah.
We might see the Chen's
It's banned out
again.
I mean, it's banned out most of the time, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some Chen again.
Anything could happen, but the only way to find out is to tune in about half an hour for that series. Of course, as is the case all day, we will be here for that series too. See you then. Too many mouses.